every now and then I look through some new mods and I come across something that is just completely different to anything I've ever seen before. And yet it makes sense that it should have been in the game. It's one of those weird ones where you didn't think you wanted it until you saw it. Well, it's this. It's a drag version of the Prairie, a front-wheel drive drag car. This is the first one we've ever seen in this game, as far as I know. I mean, I've definitely looked around. I don't think we've seen one of these, unless it was some sort of like Civic drag mod or something like that. But for a law-friendly car, this is definitely a first. So let's just go down here. I'm going to try and steer. It's very difficult to steer. If I put any sort of throttle on, the handling for this makes it just go straight. There is barely any opportunity to turn. You definitely couldn't like do a circuit race in this thing. It is purely built for drag, even with all the handling that has been added inside of this mod. But if I just go full throttle, look, I'm actually steering left, steering right, hard right, hard right. If I let go, there you go, look. Whoop, okay. So I'm going to turn right and let go of the throttle. There you go. As soon as you get that throttle on, it just goes straight. Right, let's just go down here and have a look. So here we are with the drag Prairie. This is the Prairie body, but we've actually, let's compare it to the original, shall we? So here we are compared to the old Prairie. So this thing has had like the rear windows smoothed off just to make it more aerodynamic, I guess. Probably because those windows would just fall out if it went any sort of crazy speed. They'd just be ripped off. We have a big, massive front end. Just a much bigger bumper. We've got a big turbo down the bottom there. Lights are still the same, smaller. In fact, it almost looks NASCAR-like. It'd be quite interesting to see one of these Prairies as a NASCAR vehicle. We then have a big, massive spoiler on the rear. We've got our parachute compared to the original, which just has none of that. Still got the original lights, but there's definitely been a lot of changes here. This is very cool. Even like this bit, it's just got a grille instead of like this grille and sort of weird chrome piece. That's obviously been taken off for weight saving. The interior, well, this is just a standard normal interior, and then we have the completely stripped out, or no, not completely, it does still have a dashboard, but the definitely much more lightweight and race spec interior with a bunch of NOS. We've got a fire extinguisher, we've got all of our fuel cell here, and also our roll cage here, and oh yeah, we also have this exhaust right here. Under the bonnet, it's definitely a massive change. Here's the original one. It's actually a fairly big engine for this car that's in the Prairie, but this is a whole other animal. This thing is pretty crazy. Lots of carbon fiber. We've got like this gold fuel rail and all this sort of stuff going on. Does look very race spec with these big, massive hard pipes. The exhaust pipe there. We've got the turbo pipe going through to the intake. Looking very meaty. And before we do any top speed runs, this does actually have a few little mods that you can do. So we have some interior stickers as an option, so we can just have the stock, or we can have all of this. Drifting is for the weak. We only do maximum velocity. That sounds kind of like a Midnight Club thing. Speedtraps.com, maximum acceleration. The Boyton Zorg. I think this is sort of like some sort of theme for the car. Supreme Blitz. Loads of stickers going on. We then have a couple of different front bumper options. We have the stock, then we have the remove grille option, just to have all of that showing. Or we just have remove front end and just have it all open. I mean, I don't know how that's going to do for aerodynamics. This one definitely looks like it makes more sense. But I don't know, you could remove the front end if you wanted. We also have a Spinny Boy, nice name, which is going to obviously be the turbo, which is right there. Also like this nice carbon fiber thing around the outside. Then on the hood, we just have the option to remove bonnet, which means if we combine that, we can just have the whole front end taken off. Again, not very aerodynamic, but does look interesting. We also have NOS activate, which I think is just going to enable us to have NOS. I've got to be honest, I can't remember what the button is. But I don't think we're going to be needing that anyway, because I'm going to be using some mods to help us along. And then for the livery, we just have this Team Boyton Zorg Racing. Right there, Boyton Zorg, Bolacan. Tension, got a sort of a Grim Reaper thing there, and incredibly sacrilegious. I know that I've mentioned this in another video about the Racing Sun flag, but let's not forget this is based on a Korean car. That is all sorts of wrong. Again, if we're going to compare this to the Nazi flag, it's like flying it in Jerusalem. But we do have the Speed Otrapu in katakana. I guess they went for a Japanese theme on this one, even though it is a Korean car. So let's just load up my top speed test track now. Seems we've checked out all the parts, and let's just see how fast we can get this thing. Because it does go straight, which means it should help us get a really nice top speed without crashing. In theory. Right, here we are. We haven't been on here in a while. Actually, there is one thing I'm going to do. I'm just going to look and use the speedo that's inside the car because we don't normally get a digital dash in these things, and I thought it'd just be fun. So for this run, seeing this is a stock car, I just want to see how fast this goes in stock form. You can see it from the inside and get a good idea. We're getting a lot of wheel spin. In fact, that number doesn't always match up with the numbers in the bottom right. The number in the bottom right is my true moving speed. The number that you see on the dash is pretty much like wheel movement speed. In fact, it tops out at 180, despite the fact this car definitely goes a lot faster. This actually does 220 miles an hour. That's pretty quick. That is very fast inside of this game. Right, that's as fast as we're going to go. Let's stop and add some parts. So first of all, let's just upgrade the stock stuff and see where this takes us. Oh, actually, I just noticed some extras that we forgot. We have the mirror there that you can remove. We have the other mirror, presumably. And then we have another one, which I don't know what this is. Oh, it's a windscreen wiper. I guess we don't need that for a top speed run. Let's just go full aerodynamics and get rid of all of them. So we'll add the turbo and let's just see where this takes us. Okay, a lot of wheel spin, still lots of wheel spin. That's one thing that I think we might have a problem with when we really start to get some higher speeds. But here we are. We have definitely broken the speed before, but we are maxing out at 231. So not that different. Let's try something else. So we all know eventually I'm going to be using the multiplier, but I want to build up. I want to just see what these things can do. We'll turn this up to 999. This is just so we can get rid of any sort of restriction. And we'll just stick the torque and the HP to 2. Because that is already doubling what we already have. And instantly, we've definitely got, I think, more wheel spin than usual. This is just constant wheel spin. So the first two gears are actually, they're either really long, or it's just because we're doing a lot of burnouts. Okay, we are burning out in 4th gear. And we're actually struggling on speed, I think, because we just can't get the grip down. We are just wheel spinning the entire time. We might end up blowing a tyre at this rate. Actually, we completely got rid of the speed limiter and we've upped the HP and the torque. We're actually down on speed. Let's just put the torque down to 1 again and just up the HP. I don't know. Let's just chuck a bunch of 9s in here, see what happens. Okay. I think we're in like 2nd gear, but just changing the HP, even on stock torque, we are definitely getting some numbers right now. I mean, we're not even going to do the full track at this rate because we're already halfway there, but we are definitely going to be hitting at least 500. There we go, 500 there, done. Oh, we're starting to jump. In fact, we've actually lost our front wheels. Okay, I think we're going to be needing the vehicle multiplier section because, oh, yep, we're crashed and yeah. Right, let's try this again. And in fact, we should probably get a new one because this one just instantly like pops tires. Let's just jump out of this. And we've got a nice white one, which does look better already. I'm not even going to bother tuning the car because it makes minimal difference. I'm going to go to vehicle multipliers. In fact, I'm just going to change the multiplier and we can see how effective this multiplier is on its own. Because the one thing this doesn't take into consideration is traction. Which means that we should definitely be able to get a lot faster. In fact, I'm going to try and gently wean us into this. In fact, I could either go gently or just mash the throttle. Let's smash the throttle. Oh yeah, 334. That's what happens when you don't change any things, isn't it? Stupid Lex. Let's try that again. Okay, we've got unlimited max speed, and let's go again. Woof. Okay, wow. See, this is what I mean about that thing. It doesn't even take into consideration any sort of torque or traction or anything like that. So we're able to get 900 miles an hour out of this thing without any sort of worry about traction. This thing handles like a stock version. Definitely a great way to pick up speed on something like this. Oh, I'm definitely turning. That was me that was doing that. I was definitely pushing my luck there. Okay, let's just go all out, shall we? Let's just up all the numbers and the auto upgrade, which has definitely changed the wheels and made it look a little strange, but we'll deal with it. Okay, I guess this is the run. Let's just do it. Okay. There is just no traction at all. I am trying so hard to make sure that this doesn't veer off. I am hard steering left, just so you know. But we are well over 2,000 miles an hour. We are 3,000 miles an hour. We are now 4,000 miles an hour. And, oof, yeah, that proves that that ramp just never works. It's basically just a wall. But we hit 4,000 miles an hour. That's pretty solid. This thing does handle quite well, just don't push your luck. But there we go. A rarity. Something you never see inside of this game before. A front-wheel drive drag version of the Prairie, which is now completely blown up and is actually now just turned into some sort of modern-day meteorite, which is crashing down to Earth at well over 300 miles an hour. There we go. Well, if you've enjoyed this video, please let me know by rating, commenting, subscribing. If you've watched the entirety of this video, say parachute in the comment section below. And also let me know your thoughts about this car. What do you think about front-wheel drive drag cars, just in real life, not even inside the game? What do you think when you see like a Civic come up at a drag strip and run like sub 10 seconds? Do you think it's cool? Do you think it's weird? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. But that's it. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.